Broadcasting from Cincinnati, you're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news from the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
And we are live. Welcome to the Ringside Reporter show, where we talk about the latest boxing news. If it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm here with my co-host, Joe Habib. We have a great show for you today. And as always, if you want to call in and ask questions, you can call in right now at 323-870-3857. And we'll be here till about 8 or 8:30 tonight. Today, we're going to talk about the first two fights of the heavyweight tournament are set. Rocky Marciano versus Evander Holyfield. Muhammad Ali versus Tyson Fury. Both big fights, and we're going to talk about them soon. But first, we're going to get started with the news and rumors. Tell you what, not a whole lot of things to report here, but a few tidbits here. Kell Brook versus Terrence Crawford could possibly be happening, of course, once this all blows over. It's being reported by Sky Sports that Kell Brook talked with Bob Arum, and that the UK may be the place to host this fight. It seems that all parties agree. It seems that Terrence Crawford, Bob Arum, they're all on board. Beeb, you like this fight?
Don't hate it, but I'm not like crazy in love with it either. I don't see Kell Brook being able to beat Crawford, but I
don't think so either. I don't see it either, but I think it's a competitive fight. I think this could be a more competitive fight than Crawford's had in a while. I don't know.
I don't think so, but
really, you don't think so? Not in front of the UK crowd?
Nah.
You're British.
It'll be a good event.
Yes,
but
good event.
It'll be promoted. It'll be promoted well. I don't know. I just have a hard time seeing Brook do anything with Crawford.
I mean, I don't think he beats him, put it that way. I don't think he beats him. But let me ask you this. The fact that he fights Kell Brook, does that make the Spence fight any closer? Because the logic, the conventional wisdom is he'll stop him. He'll stop him earlier. He'll do a better job than Errol Spence did against him. Does this make that fight any closer to happening?
I think I'm going to be honest with you. I honestly believe that both guys will have one opponent and then they'll fight each other next.
I kind of get that feeling too. I think that fight is a little bit closer than we all thought.
I have a feeling that Danny Garcia may be Spence's next opponent. And if he gets by Danny Garcia, I think Crawford's next.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
I tell you what, I'm not hating that idea. That's for sure. And what do you think about a Crawford Spence fight, or not Crawford Spence, but Spence and Garcia? That's a pretty good fight. That's not a bad fight.
That's a decent fight because
that's a better fight than Kell Brook. No,
100%. I mean, you can say what you want about Garcia, but Garcia's got skills, and I don't see anyone just blowing him out of there. So
it's tough because the conventional pick, you're going to pick, you're going to pick Errol Spence over Garcia, sure, but as much trouble as he had with Sean Porter, as much trouble, Sean Porter gave him, it kind of, you kind of looked at that, like that kind of changed my mind about Spence and I was riding with Spence to beat Crawford.
Well, now that was before the car accident too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't want to be a negative Nelly here, but we don't know if that car accident did have an effect. If he's not going to be 100% moving forward, Well,
I mean, by all accounts, he's okay, and he didn't suffer any severe damage.
Yeah, he's okay from a regular.
But you gotta wonder because he hasn't fought since then. You know what I mean? He hasn't fought. He hasn't.
But again,
I don't know, man.
Being okay to live go about your everyday regular life is one thing.
Right.
But being okay
to get in there,
to get hit in the head, I don't think anyone is okay.
It's not a normal act. It's not a normal act.
Regardless of if they're an accident or not, I don't think anyone's okay to get hit in the head. But I don't think getting in a car accident and suffering trauma makes it even better to get hit in the head. I don't think it has a positive effect on that. So
right. Yeah, that's the thing, man.
That's just my opinion. But hey, I'm not a doctor. I just pretend to be one on television.
I'm not a doctor either. I tell you what, because I think you and I said this whole virus thing was overblown. So I don't know.
And before we get started,
until the 30th,
And before we get started, I just want to direct everyone to the 15 days to slow the spread. The president's recommendation.
Yes, definitely follow that.
Make sure we follow the 15 days.
15 days, buddy. Well, 15 more. I guess we got 15 more now.
We've tacked on 15 more days to slow the spread. President's guidelines. So just make sure we follow that, please. Thank you.
There you go. Because he's a doctor, and you got to follow those guidelines. Do you know they have what was it? I went to the supermarket the other day, and they had shields. Like between the register and you, they have like those shields.
Yes.
Like
I went to
glass
New Deal
shields.
I went to New Deal Fruit yesterday. I felt like I was like in jail. You know how you have like the screen there?
Yeah, it's like being in Detroit, isn't it? Like you go there, you're not like I don't know if you've ever been to Detroit, but you go into Detroit, they always have bars on the windows, and like when you go into a convenience store, it's like boarded up. You know, I mean, like you can't. I mean, it's you behind like bulletproof plexiglass or whatever kind of glass that is, and they're just like they shift that little coin thing out there, and just like and you put your money in, and it's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole country's turned into Detroit. How about that?
It's out of control, man. I don't know. I'm just beside myself right now. I don't know what to do.
We're bored to death, man. No boxing, no nothing, man.
Nothing, man.
I was watching NBC today, and you know how they have sports on Sundays and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were replaying golf. Replaying some golf tournament. I'm like, what is this?
I mean, the whole world is.
I don't even watch golf when it's. Could you imagine though if one sport would carry on, like if once they could just play one sport and keep the distancing and everything, and they said, hey, it's okay to do this, and like golf was that sport, how popular golf would be now. Like you'd have like 1 billion people playing golf.
Look what JC just wrote in the chat. He said the lady at the massage parlor was wearing goggles when she gave me a massage. where does he live? Because we closed anything where there's hand to body contact is closed. Like all the hairdressing places are closed. All the barber shops are closed. All the nail places are closed. Like it's the governor just ordered that non-essential businesses have to close. That's why I'm wearing a hat right now. I haven't gotten a haircut in about a month. This is horrible. Look at this. Look at this baby.
You look like a hippie, son. Look at you.
It's out of control. Look at the sideburns. I look like freaking Elvis.
Oh my goodness. You know what? I did find out. I did find out my neighbor is a hairdresser. So I got it made.
Oh, please.
There it is. I got it made.
But
son.
that will not coincide with the 15 days to slow the spread.
Yeah, well, $50 will coincide with that. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Because you're not going to be following the president's guidelines, but we won't
tell president's guidelines.
We won't tell Mike Pence.
We won't tell Mike Pence.
I love Mike Pence. Like,
can you imagine? Can you imagine having his job for like 5 minutes?
He takes that card with him, right? Anytime someone asks him a question, like, "Can you tell me where the bathroom is?" So I just want to let you know the 15. He just pulls the card. He just pulls the card up no matter what. Like whatever he's being asked, he just pulls the card up. It's hilarious.
JC said the lady at the massage parlor was wearing goggles when she gave me a massage. Huh? What kind of massage parlor are you going to, man? It was like what?
Was there any lube involved in that? I mean, whoa! Like oh man. Don't tell me where it is, because I'll freaking rat her out, man. She shouldn't be doing that.
Oh, come on, stop, Beeb.
That goes against the
JC's trying to put that lady through college, all right? Come on.
That goes against the 15 days to slow the spread.
15 days. Nacho said all those spots in California are shut down.
That's right.
So what is Nacho doing now? I mean, the fact that all those massage parlors are closed down, what's he doing now?
What are you doing, Nach? What are you doing now?
Just going on the internet, or what are you doing? Nacho says, "Are we guaranteed to see Spence at all in 2020?"
No, we're not guaranteed.
No, you're not guaranteed to see anything.
We're not guaranteed to see anybody.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kirk Herbstreit, the football guy, former Ohio State guy, he said that he didn't think that football was going to be played. How you like that? He said he would be surprised if football was on in the fall.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In my honest opinion, I think we're not going to see anything go back to normal until June 1st.
You know what this is like? I was telling my wife what this is like. We were watching. She's like a big Marvel Comics, movie like buff.
I love Marvel Comics too.
Yeah. And we were watching like Infinity War or whatever. I guess was it Infinity War or what's the latest one?
It's Infinity
or
War.
Endgame, something like that.
Endgame. I love that movie.
Okay. So like after that dude like snaps his fingers. And then like the whole world changes. I feel like that's like where we are now. Like that whole world changed. There was no sports. There was no nothing for like years. And it's crazy, man.
I feel like I'm in the quantum realm.
I don't know what that is. What's the matter with you?
It's a Marvel reference.
It's what?
It's a Marvel reference. Ant-Man was trapped in the beginning of the Endgame when Ant-Man was trapped in the quantum realm and that little mouse like hit the switch. It buzzed. It brought them back to the regular world.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know any of the names and stuff like that. I know.
You don't know. I've been watching this stuff since I was friggin' 10.
I mean, I know who like Iron Man is and stuff.
Iron Man.
I know who like Aquaman. Ant-Man. I know who Aquaman is and Batman and stuff.
Ant-Man, the Wasp.
Who are those guys? Who's Ant-Man and the Wasp? Were they even big characters? Are they just something like they brought in?
Yellow Jacket.
They were not big characters like back in the comic book.
The Avengers and the X-Men had a gang of members. They
were like the Crips of the comic book world.
Telling you, man. I'm telling you, man.
JC said this is like Groundhog Day for 7 months.
Power Man. I know all of them. Power Man. Black. You know the Black Panther, right?
Yeah. That's the dude from the one dude.
He was in the Avengers too.
You remember that dude from what was this 8 Mile, the Eminem movie, in the his main like arch rival that he battles at the end of the movie? That dude's in it.
He's the Falcon. The Falcon, baby.
Guy's an Avenger. His real name is Clarence.
This guy's an Avenger.
And Clarence lives at home with both parents. And Clarence's parents got a real good marriage. Papa Doc. That was his name. That was the dude's name, wasn't it? Papa Doc.
Yeah. Georgie says, that angels are made from gamma rays. Yeah, okay, Georgie.
He's hitting it in that. He's hitting the pruno over in Rikers.
He's out of control, man.
He's crazy, man. He's crazy. Some sad news to report, man. Anthony Yard's father passed away from the coronavirus. Anthony Yard said that that he reported this, I think Sky TV or something like that, or Sky Sports, that his father passed away from this, and told everybody to take it seriously and stuff. A lot of people, some country guy just passed away today. Joe Diffie, I think Joe Diffie or something like that. My wife knows who he was. I didn't know who he was, but
you know what's going on. Someone said this, like in Italy, they believe some of those deaths are being misreported because there was a guy in Italy. I guess he had cancer and he died from cancer or something, but he had the virus too, and it was reported as a death from the virus. But some people,
well, most likely, if he did, most likely he probably died from the virus because
they don't. But they're
always die
saying
from complications, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know because they're saying that some of these deaths could be misreported. Is what I'm saying because someone already has like
possible.
Yeah, it's what I mean. So I don't know. I don't know how much of an impact that would have on the numbers, but I don't know. Just something to throw out there.
A lot of numbers, but like you said, when we were talking about it, like in the U.S., the number of deaths, it's since Thursday to now, I think it's went to like it was at 1,000. Now it's at 2,000.
We're at
just from Thursday
we're at a
to
1.5.
now.
We're at a 1.5 death rate right now, percent-wise.
Wow.
Nationally,
because it went up. I mean, it went up then. But there's only seven per million. 7 people die per million in the U.S.
7 people die per million, or 7 people get the virus?
7 people die per million.
Per million, okay.
460 some, I think 464, I think it was last count, get the virus per million.
Yeah.
Number's only going to go up, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Stay vigilant. Wash your hands.
Grievous said today I gave my lungs a rest. What do you mean you gave your lungs a rest? You didn't smoke or something? Like I don't get that. How do you give your lungs never rest? Even when you're sleeping, you're using your lungs. You just can't turn your lungs off, buddy. I don't get that one. No
Check
disrespect.
this out.
Go ahead.
There may be a light at the end of the tunnel here, Beeb. The UFC may be taking place on April 18th. My man, Dana White, is on record stating that he has about 5 venues to host Khabib versus Ferguson. He reported this on the Mike Tyson show, Mike Tyson podcast or whatever. It wasn't Hot Boxing with Tyson. It was something. It was one of the others. But Khabib versus Ferguson, he said he'll try to get it done for April 18th to restore normalcy. I tell you what, man, April 18th, if that fight goes on, that fight is so cursed, though. That fight is cursed. What was it? 5 times they tried to put it together, 5 times it's failed. That's like the Bermuda Triangle of fights, man.
Yeah.
It's insane. But I don't know, like, how do you put that on?
I don't know. I think he's going to get a lot of blowback. I think he's going to be met with resistance. He's going to be met with resistance on that one.
Nah. Let him go ahead and fight. What's the big deal? I don't see why the boxing can't go on. If those guys are tested, couple of weeks, you know what I'm saying? Like a week before and like a week, like 2 weeks.
I'm with you, brother. Just don't do it in front of an audience, but just televise the events.
Right. They can't put that in like a movie
arena. Why is that such a big, like, that's social distancing?
Even still, you can have cameramen over there. You don't have to have like production and everything on top of everybody.
No.
Just set up the cameras.
I'm in full agreement with you, brother.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Team sports like basketball and football and stuff, I get it. There's a lot more people to test. I got it.
I agree.
But I don't know. Hey, let me ask you a question. Can you test it via blood test? Because I know with a CT,
they're working on the antibody test right now as we speak.
But I'm saying, like, can you test with a blood test? Like, how they swab it.
That would be the antibody test, I would assume, because that's how you test for antibodies. Like when you test for HIV antibodies, it's you take a blood test. So yeah, I would assume that's a blood test, an antibody test. So because what they're doing is they're taking like blood samples from people who resolved, and they're going to try to use that in order to kind of like do some research on how to make an antibody test. So they are working on that. Yeah, they are doing that.
All right.
They have the swab test. They have the swab test going right now too. That they do have that.
A blood test. I mean, yeah, that's swab test. But because I figured, like, if you could tell via mucus or whatever, that's what it is.
The latest test that they're working on that they just got approved from the FDA, which was the swab test, you can get a result back in about 10-15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which is very impressive.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive, especially after days. They were talking about days, Yeah, but I mean, like, with a blood test or whatever, you could test a bunch of people like that. I mean, especially that wouldn't be a big deal.
No.
Especially for like sports and stuff. You could test them and say, hey, does this guy got it? This guy don't have it, whatever. Your sister's isn't your sister a nurse or something like that?
Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me of this. Listen to this story. Because I've been communicating with my sister.
Yeah.
So she's a hospice nurse. Okay.
Yeah.
And now it's all hands on deck. So everyone's assigned to the virus, right? So she was telling me that some guy who was admitted to the hospital, he was 25 years old. He was from New York, decided to come back and visit his girlfriend, and he infected the whole friggin' floor.
What a retard.
And
man.
one person died. So the big problem,
you know what? That's on his hands, dude.
100%. So the big problem is, and I'm sure a lot of people have heard about this, is people are leaving New York. They've been going to Florida. They're just leaving New York, okay? Because they're fearful, obviously, because of the current situation over there.
Right.
But they don't realize that they have it, and they do, and they're leaving New York, and then their symptoms aren't showing until they show up for wherever they've gone. Like for instance, this guy came to Massachusetts. He probably obviously contracted in New York, didn't show symptoms for a while. Then when he came to Mass, he started showing symptoms. So then he goes to the hospital, and boom, he starts giving it to everybody. So it's a fuck show.
Dummy.
It's a fuck show.
Dummy.
So this whole thing about, the travel, restricting travel and stuff like that.
Where's that at? Yeah, where's that at? You talking about closing borders and all that other stuff. Then he's talking about
Trump he proposed that yesterday, and Governor Cuomo said that you can't enforce that.
No, that's not what he proposed. Was whatchamacallit, martial law, basically. Okay, like
what he wanted to do was just have the borders being monitored and just don't let people leave the state. I guess if you want to really technically say that is a form of martial law, but is it really? Because you're not telling people they can't go out. You're just telling them they can't leave.
I thought it was like, you're not going anywhere. Like
no. He just didn't want them. Again, that was misrepresented.
Gotcha. Okay.
He wanted them to not be able to leave the state and just follow the guidelines that was in place already.
Yeah, Cuomo came out and said, that would be a declaration of war.
Yeah.
And he said they
now Cuomo's backtracking and saying it was a good idea, actually. So what they're going to do is they're going to put like some sort of travel ban. So they're going to recommend that it's where they can't legally tell people they can't leave the state. But again, you can legally tell. You can tell businesses that they have to close. So you basically, I guess in a state of emergency you can enforce that. But how does this whole we have to use some common sense now. Should someone who lives in New York be allowed to leave the state?
No.
And go to another state?
100% no. 100%
All right. So there's got to be some type
over here. We had a New Yorker come over here and infect us over here in Titletown. It's ridiculous. They had, what's this?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say, man, is that Ralphael just said that in the UK, they say don't leave your house.
Well, we can leave our house, but we're just not supposed to have be in groups.
FC Cincinnati defenders have been practicing social distancing all last season. You're correct. Who is Sarah J? Who's Sarah J? Oh, that's a porno chick, right? Is that porno chick?
Yeah. Porno chick.
Yeah, I'll be on the lookout for her. We talked about this last time, Beeb. What is it that we can do that we can't really do? Honestly, I went out to the grocery store today. You can leave your house. You can do pretty much whatever you want.
Well, they did that in Wuhan, China. If you lived in Wuhan, China, and you tried to leave, if you tried to leave Wuhan, China, you know what the penalty was for trying to leave Wuhan, China?
I can only imagine.
Death. Death.
See, we can't enforce that. That's why, guys like.
Well, here's another thing. Here's another thing they did.
He had our hand on those people.
Everybody's
trained. Yeah. Say what you want. He had those people trained, man.
Well, everybody's bragging about, now the U.S. has more infections than China. Okay. Well, do you want to have happen to you what was done in China?
Right?
You weren't allowed to leave
your. You go right ahead, son.
You weren't allowed to leave your house in China. You could only go out once every 3 days to get groceries. You couldn't go out for walks like you can go out for walks here. You couldn't go to fucking drugstores. You couldn't go out every day. You couldn't work. You had to friggin' stay in your house and only go out once every 3 days. And you couldn't leave Wuhan. And if you did leave Wuhan, you would have been sentenced to death.
And you know what? And I tell you what, man, and like I said, half the population seems to be taking it seriously. The other half, not so much.
No.
We had like a gaggle of people out in the new neighborhood here, just like Friday, and they were playing beer pong. And these are like, like people in their 30s, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, what are you guys doing, son? And
then you have like politicians tweeting out, "Oh, make America first." Well, Trump, you're right. America first. And mocking the whole thing that we have more infections than anyone else in the world. Like that's something. Like that's something to make a joke about. Like, come on, bro. Where's your head at? Hillary Clinton's she's a despicable human being. I'm sorry.
Is that what she tweeted? She tweeted that out?
Yeah, she tweeted out like a thing of China and stuff, and saying, "Oh, man. Trump's right. Trump's right about one thing. America first." And she had an article
and people are dying from this whole thing. Meanwhile,
yeah, she had an article attached to her tweet about China having U.S. passing China in infections. It's like, come on, Hillary, stop, will you please? You freaking bitter person.
So, like, if you had to put money on it, does that fight take place on April 18th? Does Dana find a way to get it done? Maybe not even in country. Not even in country. Maybe not even in country. Maybe he goes to Japan. Maybe he goes somewhere else.
It's not happening, bro. I don't care if this is like if this is like freaking a scene from the movie Bloodsport and they go fight in some freaking warehouse. It ain't happening. I just don't think it's happening. I just don't. I think anywhere he goes to try to make that fight happen, he's going to be met with a unsurmountable amount of resistance that he's not going to be able to overcome. I don't think anyone's going to allow that fight to happen.
That makes me sad.
I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I get what you're saying too. I mean, test both guys. If they're all set, then just let them fight. And just, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing that is pissing me off a little bit. They're telling people don't get tested. You can't get tested unless you have symptoms. All these congressmen are getting tested. All these
what's up with that?
All these fucking athletes,
everybody,
all these athletes are getting tested.
But I can't get a test.
All these athletes are getting tested.
I'm finna go get tested after this show.
It's a disgrace.
It's crazy. It's crazy, man.
Disgrace.
You know how high our numbers probably really are? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if they're saying like, if you don't have like crazy symptoms, don't come to the hospital. What? If I get the virus, you know where I'm headed, man. Tell you that. I don't know.
And the scary part about it is, here's the thing. What if someone has another serious condition and they can't go to the hospital and they end up dying from something else and they weren't able to get medical care because of it?
Well, that's what they were saying in New York. That was what they were saying in New York, is that basically, you go in and it's like, we got all these corona cases, but then we have, we got to take care of the regular people too. Like, what if they're involved in a car accident or something? Like, we got to bring them in. We got to take care of them and stuff like that. So man,
this is just, I don't know, man.
It's crazy, man.
I've never seen anything like this. It's really disheartening.
Yeah. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's talk about our train wreck of the week, Beeb. Your boy, you're responsible for him, Billy Joe.
Oh, that's right.
Saunders.
That's right.
Billy Joe Saunders took to Instagram. I think he might have taken the video down. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh my God.
But yeah, he went to Instagram and did this whole video about how to hit your wife. He said basically, and he was supposed to be a joke. I get it. It was. I understand. It wasn't like he's making an instructional video on how to hit your wife. I get it. Yeah. But it missed the mark, man. It was not funny.
Boy, did it ever miss the mark.
Jesus. Who thought that was a good idea? Who's his publicist? Like seriously, like, dude, who is your publicist, man? Like, what are you doing? And then he took it down, and then after that whole thing, he came out and apologized, said, hey, I didn't mean it the way it was. Yeah, what could he say? You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, really, like, what could you say? Grieva says Billy has ADHD. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just has poor judgment. I mean, like, You remember when OJ was doing that workout video?
Yeah.
And then he said, this is good for when nobody looks and he punches or whatever. They were doing the punches to keep in shape or whatever. And he made the comment, yeah, his wife's getting on your nerves, He took a lot of heat for that. I mean, and that happened a while ago. Like Billy Joe Saunders, like, what are you doing? Dude, just stick to fighting, man, because you're not funny. You're not funny, dude.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think there was any malice behind it. I don't think there was any. I mean, I take it for his word. I think he was trying to be funny. Just wasn't funny. I mean, that's the thing. It just wasn't funny.
There's a pattern of behavior with this guy where you have to say to yourself, this guy's just a jerk. Just not a nice person.
Yeah, well, he's done this before with videos and stuff like that, where he's
just not a nice person. I think he is a very malicious person. I think he's a sadistic, malicious person. That's just my opinion. I don't know him personally, but I just get the sense. I mean, there's a pattern here, pattern of behavior.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I agree that there's definitely a pattern of behavior.
What was the other video that he did? He told some guy to go hit a woman or something like that,
so told some woman to go smack some dude or something like that, and he was going to give her crack for it or something stupid. I don't know.
That's disgraceful, bro.
Ralphael brought up a good point. He says, "What if a girl pops up and says he hit her in the past?" Yeah, right. And so now what? You know what I mean? Because now you've got this over here. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, this guy's in the public eye. You got to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
I mean, who thought this was like a good idea?
Yeah.
I don't get it. Just a dumb move, man. Just a dumb move. Beeb, I've got some great news.
What's up?
I'm going to share it with you and share it with the world. Beeb, this is insane. There may be a light. There may be another light, man. Japan to resume boxing shows in May. That's what they're saying. That's what's being reported. So, and I don't know. Maybe the curve's over there. Maybe the curve is out over there, and maybe so maybe they can. I don't know. I don't know how they can really plan them, but hey, Japan. I don't know. They the Olympics got postponed till next year.
Yeah.
But you're going to start showing fights in May?
Well, you have to understand the Olympics is different because you have guys coming from all over the world.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And it's a lot more complicated.
Yeah. And plus, like a lot of these countries, they couldn't train because gyms are closed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you going to
do? So I don't know how they're going to be able to resume boxing, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, Ralphael, if you're there, you want to go ahead and patch in here? And then, because we're getting ready to talk about the fantasy heavyweight tournament. First fight, we're going to go over Rocky Marciano versus Evander, the real deal Holyfield, Beeb. Beeb, I like this fight. I do. All right. Well, here's how it's going to work. I'm going to go first. Beeb's going to give me his take, and then we'll go to Ralphael to get his take on this one. All right. All right. So Rocky Marciano versus Evander Holyfield for the fantasy heavyweight tournament. This is our co-main, Beeb. Co-main event here. Rocky Marciano is the only heavyweight champion to retire unbeaten, 49-0. Evander Holyfield, and I didn't really realize this, is the only boxer in history to win the undisputed championship in 2 different weight classes.
And he won it 4 times, the heavyweight title.
Yeah. I didn't realize that. He was the only undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes. That's insane. That's I mean, especially now with the belts being splintered and everything like that. So there you go. The first thing that jumps out with me with this fight is a size difference. Right away, the first thing I noticed, man, Marciano is 5'10", 190 pounds. Most of his fights took place around the 180, 190 mark. 190 might have been a little bit heavy for him. He was usually around the 180s.
187.
Yeah. Holyfield is about 6'2", 6'2" and a half.
Close to 6'2".
About 220 pounds.
Yeah.
220 pounds for most of his fights. That's a big size difference, my man. Marciano was known for his will to win. He was strong. He had a very good chin. He never lost a pro fight and defended his title 6 times. That being said, I think Marciano has an uphill climb in this fight against Holyfield. While I was watching tape of Marciano, I noticed that he has a tendency to drop his left hand looking for that hook. And if you watch Marciano, you'll see his right hand is up, but his left hand is always down here by his chest, or even I've noticed sometimes it goes by his hip. It's always in front, all right? But it drifts down, and he's looking for that hook, okay? And it's not uncommon for him to have it, like I said, chest high or waist high, man. Marciano was not the fastest guy in the world, and that would have given him a lot of problems, I think, against Evander. Holyfield, to me, is bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, and he's also a better boxer. I could see this fight, honestly, looking a lot like the Buster Douglas-Evander Holyfield fight. I think that Holyfield's speed and power show up early in this fight. I think he clips him with that right hand. Basically, Holyfield hits him with that right hand whenever he wants. And I can see Holyfield knocking him out right around the 4th or 5th round. My pick for the first fight is Evander Holyfield by 5th round knockout over Rocky Marciano.
Yes. Well, the size difference is definitely something that jumps right out at you. But not only that, Rocky Marciano was a come forward type fighter. He was a swarmer.
Yeah.
He was a swarmer, and he could punch. He had a big right hand, decent left hook, but he had a really big right hand. And I could see Holyfield, because Holyfield is a phenomenal counter puncher. Mike Tyson said he's probably the best counter puncher he's ever seen. And
Yeah.
that was what really was the end for Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson would land one punch or he'd throw a punch. Sometimes he'd land it, sometimes he wouldn't. And even when he landed, Holyfield will come back with 3 or 4. And it's just his hands were so quick. He had very, very quick hands, and he had a beautiful left hook. So I could see Rocky Marciano coming in face first, really loading up with that right hand. And I could see Holyfield slipping the right hand and coming back with like huge left hook counters, and then just following them up with right hands and shooting shots together. Left hook, right hand, up and underneath with a left uppercut. So I got to give Rocky Marciano credit. He's a tough, rugged guy. He's been in there.
Very tough.
He's taken big shots from a lot of fighters in his era, and he's weathered the storm. But the problem here is I just think that Holyfield is not only a great counterpuncher, he's also a very combination puncher and a very fluid combination puncher, and had a high output that came to heavyweights. He just a lot of punches. At one point when he fought George, I think he landed 20-something punch combination on George Foreman. So this guy can can energize a bunny once he gets going. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Rocky Marciano a little bit more credit, with all due respect, than you did. And I think he's going to get stopped here. But I think he'd probably last maybe about 8 or 9 rounds. So I'm going to say Holyfield by 8th round TKO here.
8th round TKO. Now, yeah. I mean, and Marciano did have a durable chin. He could take some punches. He could take some punishment. But he had never been in there against a guy as big and as strong as Holyfield, correct?
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement, sure. He fought Jersey Joe Walcott at the tail end of his career. He fought
Ezra Charles. I think he fought Ezra Charles, yeah.
Ezra Charles. So. He fought guys that were at the end of their careers, and guys that weren't really huge either. Like Ezra Charles wasn't a big guy. He was Jersey Joe Walcott was about 220 pounds. Joe Louis.
Yeah.
But these guys were way past it. And Rocky Marciano, with all due respect, he was good. He was a tough guy. He could punch a little bit. And for a guy who weighed 187 pounds, knocking out guys who were 200 pounds, 210 pounds, even 215, 220, you got to give him credit for that. But there was no fighters out there like Holyfield, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis. Like Holyfield fought in a crazy era. He fought Mike Tyson.
Nikolai Valuev. How about that?
He fought some big guys, and he hurt some big guys, and he knocked out some guys that were bigger and stronger than him.
Yeah.
Because of his high boxing IQ and because of his speed and his just really high output work rate with punches and stuff like that, and just being a smart instinctive counter puncher. So you got to give Holyfield credit because this was a guy who could grit it out with you, but he also fought with intelligence, you know?
Right.
He could read his opponents very well and pick up on their mannerisms and their attack patterns in there. So I think he'd just be a little bit too not only too sophisticated for Rocky Marciano, but again, he's bigger, probably bigger and stronger and definitely faster. So I don't think Marciano would have anything going for him in this fight.
Do you see him winning a round against him?
Maybe one. That's
one or
it.
two? Yeah, I don't even.
Not
see
even
that.
two. Maybe one.
I like I said, man. If you watch that tape, if you watch those tapes, you watch that right hand or you watch that left hand drop, and he does that, and he comes in. He comes in with that left hand down, and there it is. Can everybody hear Beeb? I'm a fight doctor saying he can't hear Beeb. Just let me know if you guys can hear him. I can hear him fine. It's weird if you guys can't hear him. It's odd.
Yeah.
All right.
Able to hear me.
So now let's go to Ralphael Dawkins. Can you hear me? No, I cannot hear Ralphael.
We can't hear him.
Okay. Well, it perhaps
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, it helps when you unmute yourself.
There you go. There you go.
UK's finest MBE Ralphael Dawkins in the house. Everybody.
House. How you doing, guys? How you doing?
What's
good.
happening, man? Good to have you on. Thank you for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Yes. Well, I chat to Beeb quite regularly, so we're buddies now. So it's all good. It's all good.
All right, Ralphael, give us your take. Marciano, Holyfield, what happens?
Too big, too fast, too strong. That's Evander Holyfield. Different eras. Evander came up from light heavyweight, and he just got bigger, but he kept it tight. Good boxer, rugged. They both like to use their heads. Too big, too fast, too strong. He KOs Marciano mid fight.
Yeah, I think that's Ralphael brings up a real good point. And like you said, they were both rugged fighters. They both like to use their head. Evander was probably one of the roughest fighters in the heavyweight division at that time.
Yeah.
Everybody complained about the elbows, the heads, the shoulders, everything. They complained about that with Holyfield. Marciano was a lot like that too, where he was a rugged guy. I see Holyfield. I see that playing a big part of it too. I don't know that Marciano was ever roughed up like he would be roughed up in that fight.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's unanimous. Evander Holyfield moves on to the next round. Everybody picks Holyfield by knockout. It's crazy. You guys don't put any respect on Marciano's name. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Does anybody in the chat think,
aside from Georgie,
Marciano would win this fight? Let me know.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I would be shocked.
I don't see it.
I would be shocked, man. I just, just looking at old tapes of him and film on him and everything like that, I can't see any way that he beats Holyfield. I mean, zero. I can't even make a sound argument as to what he could do to beat Holyfield. That's the thing. He was just small. He was a small guy.
Yeah.
I can't even like.
What would happen if Teddy Atlas was on this panel? What do you think he would say? Because you know how he's in this. He always goes for the old school fighters, no matter what.
No, I think Teddy Atlas would have to take Holyfield.
You think
no
so?
question about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teddy Atlas would take Holyfield.
Okay.
And
Don't you disrespect Teddy Atlas on this show, Beeb?
Yeah. And I mean, Rocky Marciano, has he got Hall of Famers? Has he got Hall of Famers on his resume? I mean, he's got Josie.
He's got four. I think he's got. I looked it up. He's got four.
He's got Jersey Joe Walcott on his resume, but I mean, he fought Jersey Joe when he was 32, and I think Jersey Joe was 38.
Yeah, he's got Joe Louis on his resume.
Joe Louis
Joe
was
Louis.
30, like pushing
Ezra
42.
Charles.
Ezra
Huh?
Charles was old. All those guys were like on the tail end of their
You say
career.
Joe Louis was
Yeah.
106 years old when he fought him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all at the end of their careers. All
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah. But how good, I mean, like in history though, I mean, in his era, like it or not, he was 49-0. He was 49-0, man. I mean, he definitely deserves credit for it, but he's getting it for sure because he's in the tournament. He's considered one of the best ever, but no way he gets past Holyfield, man. No way.
No.
I can't see any way that he does.
Nope.
All right. So Evander Holyfield advances. Let's move on to our next fight here. Ali versus Tyson Fury. All right. So we'll do the same order. I'll go first. Beeb will go second. Ralphael, you'll go third. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Muhammad Ali versus Tyson Fury. I'm going to break this down here. So Muhammad Ali, Tyson Fury's best wins, in my opinion, and maybe you agree with me or disagree. Derek Chisora twice, Steve Cunningham, Vladimir Klitschko, obviously, and Deontay Wilder. Twice. Yeah, it was twice one draw. I think he won both fights. Would you agree with that list?
Yeah. That's a
Or
fair
would you put
assessment.
anybody on there that I missed or
No,
anything?
That's a fair assessment. That's a fair assessment.
Would it also be fair? Would it also be fair to say, okay, would it be fair to say that he beat possibly two future Hall of Famers with Deontay Wilder and Vladimir Klitschko? Definitely one for certain. Klitschko will go in.
Yeah, Klitschko will definitely go in.
Klitschko will definitely go in.
I actually kind of think Wilder will go in too because he made 10 defenses of that title.
I think so too. I think it's tough. I mean, it's
can
tough to take it
argue-
away from him. It's tough to take that away.
You can argue
10 defenses is a lot, man.
Yeah, you can argue the competition or what have you, but you can only fight the best that's in your era. And arguably the only guy that he didn't fight was Joshua, but Joshua didn't fight him either. So
Yeah.
but
So I think, like I said, man, I think that Tyson Fury has two Hall of Famers, two future Hall of Famers on his resume. I think that's fair. I think that's fair.
yeah,
All right. Muhammad Ali has wins over 7 Hall of Famers. Bob Foster, Archie Moore, Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, and Ken Norton. And that to me kind of puts things in perspective. I mean, when you're talking about like people talk about how, Ali was the greatest. Ali was the greatest because he said he was the greatest. I really believe that. I don't know that he was the greatest. We're going to find out here, obviously. But he was the greatest because he said he was the greatest. And it kind of just, picked up. But then you look at his resume and 7 Hall of Famers, man, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a good resume, That's tops, man. That really is. And watching video on this, Muhammad Ali, and we've seen all of his fights. I mean, we've seen his fights just like we've seen Tyson Fury's fights, man. Muhammad Ali in his prime is a nightmare for anyone. He's an absolute nightmare. The thing that makes him so dangerous in this thing right here, in this tournament, is that his style works across any era. Any era. He moves, he hits hard, he's got great defense. Tyson Fury, in a lot of ways, fights like Ali. He uses his jab. He can fight inside or outside. He likes to move. Again, man, Ali fought 7 Hall of Famers. We could argue that Tyson Fury hasn't fought. He's fought maybe 2. All right. I don't believe that Ali has ever fought anyone as tall as Tyson Fury. And that could be a problem. Tyson Fury has never fought anybody with the skill of Ali. So this is one of those matchups that, you start looking at on paper. Like when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know that this is really a solid matchup. But the more we go into it, it is a solid matchup. The way I see this fight going, I can see Ali starting fast, using his jab, moving in and out. I think Ali will be limited, though, on how much he connects with Fury because of Fury's height and because of Fury's defense. Fury's a very good defensive fighter, as we all know. The thing that will tip the hat in Ali's favor, though, is Ali is a lot busier than Fury. Ali will win the early rounds just by being busier. As the fight moves to the middle rounds, I think Ali would probably have a commanding lead on the scorecards. I think Fury gets his feet under him. I think Fury gets the feel for the speed, gets a feel for the movement. But in the end, I don't think it's going to be enough for Fury. I think Ali is going to be able to get Fury out of there. I don't think Ali is going to be able to get Fury out of there, but I think he wins a unanimous decision. I think that Fury is too cagey to get caught with anything big. I think it's a good fight, not a great fight. I think Muhammad Ali wins unanimous decision over Tyson Fury. I would say somewhere around 9 rounds to 3, 8 rounds to 4, something in there.
Okay, Eric, you made some great points. And when you do look at the resumes,
Only points I make.
okay, we'll let you absorb that.
That's right. That's right. While I absorb that, you give your take here.
All right. So you are 100% right on the resumes. Tyson Fury's resume 100% pales in comparison. Not even pales. It's like you can't. It's not even a comparison when you compare it to Ali's resume.
Yeah.
Arguably, I think the only guy that you can say had as good a resume as Ali is probably Holyfield. Holyfield had a phenomenal resume because that was the other era, which was the 90s. That was a golden era of heavyweights, in my opinion. With that being said, I think boxing is more than just resumes because Tyson Fury has been put in situations where, people would say, well, how could he beat so-and-so? Who has he fought? They said it before the Klitschko fight. He was a 4-1, 5-1 favorite against Klitschko. Then when he was stepping up and getting ready to fight Wilder, well, who did he fight? He had these 2 tune-ups. He didn't look great in these 2 tune-ups, whatever. How does that prepare him for Wilder? Then he fights Wilder, and I thought he beat him in the first fight, and then you saw what happened in the second fight.
Yeah.
So Tyson Fury is a guy who rises to the occasion. So the better the fighter, the better the Tyson Fury. He's shown us that in history. That's what the empirical data shows us. So we can look at resumes and use that to make a determination on who was the better fighter. But is that always an accurate description on who the better fighter is? Because Vladimir Klitschko had a better resume than Tyson Fury when they fought. Didn't really matter because you can't really bring the resume into the ring with you. You bring your skills and you bring your heart and you bring your brain in the ring, and all those things work together in unison to make sure that you perform at your best. So this is a fight where I like to pull out the old eye test. Now, Muhammad Ali, if you watch him throughout his career, let's be honest, a lot of deficiencies. Wasn't a big body puncher. Couldn't fight a lick on the inside. Left hook, virtually non-existent. He was a jab right hand guy. Fast hands, fast feet. But defensively, what did he do? He leaned back, leaned away from punches. When you're fighting a guy who's 6'9", who's got an arm longer than a telephone pole, are you going to be able to lean back from this guy? Number one. Number two, you're fighting a guy who's 6'9", who has incredibly fast hands. Now, you may have an edge in speed, but the speed gap, I do not think would be as great as people would anticipate. So Tyson Fury has deceptive hand speed. I think he's got very quick hands. And Tyson Fury has shown us the ability to fight on the inside as well as the outside, mid-range. And this guy is ambidextrous. He can fight in the southpaw stance just as effectively as he could fight in the orthodox stance. And he's a good body puncher. Knocked Deontay Wilder down with a body punch. Knocked Steve Cunningham with a real short, crisp right hand. So this is a guy, honestly, if you really want to be objective about it, had more weapons than Ali. Now, just because you say you're the greatest doesn't necessarily mean that you could beat everybody. I mean, Ali lost to guys. He lost to Frazier. He lost to Ken Norton. I thought he lost all 3 fights to Ken Norton. He had a lot of trouble fighting guys who could operate well on the inside. And I think Tyson Fury would fight Muhammad Ali like he fought Steve Cunningham, And like he fought Deontay Wilder. I think he would close the distance, and I think he would make this a physical fight. And will Ali, who, historically loved to grab guys behind the head and pull them down and hold them to try to buy himself some time, would he be able to do that against a 6'9" guy? Would he be able to wrap his arm around Tyson Fury's head and pull him down and contain him? I don't see it happening. So I'm going to be honest with you. I think Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali in a 12-round decision. I know that he's not the greatest. I know that he doesn't have the resume. But you got to understand something. This is a guy who's 6'9", who could move well, who could fight on the inside, could fight on the outside, could fight southpaw, who's got the chin of a brick wall. You can knock him down, but he's going to get up. Okay? So I just think that Tyson Fury would make this a physical fight. I think he would outwork Muhammad Ali on the inside. And I just think that he would win a decision. I think he would grind out and fight maybe this fight would be sloppy. It would be very sloppy. It would be a very ugly fight. But I think Tyson Fury would win. I just don't think that Muhammad Ali would be able to contain Tyson Fury on the inside. And I don't think that he'd be able to lean away from that long jab of Tyson Fury. I just think Tyson Fury would be too much because not only because of his size, but because combine that with the skill set. So I think Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali. To be perfectly honest with you, as ridiculous as that may sound, I'm probably going to get hate mail, may even get death threats. I may even get death threats for this prediction.
I'm fitting to call in a death threat right now, son. What are you talking about?
I'm going to use a Stephen A. Smith term. This is blasphemous, but you know what?
Heresy.
I honestly think Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali. And my brother yelled at me for an hour straight because we had a debate about this. Called me every name in the book. Called me every name in the book. And you know what he said? He goes, "You don't even deserve to do a podcast." So, but I honestly think Tyson Fury would beat Muhammad Ali.
Incidentally, before we go any further, and before I address the Ali Fury thing, if you guys didn't catch our show on Thursday, if you guys didn't catch our podcast on Thursday where we came out with the brackets for the heavyweight tournament and everything like that, go back and watch it. It is podcast gold. It is the greatest single moment I have ever seen in a podcast, maybe even life. Okay? I'm telling you what. Go back and watch it because it is unbelievably great. It is unbelievably great.
You saw the brotherly love between Beeb and
I loved it. It was beautiful.
Saw that brotherly love exchange.
Within 5 minutes, I was almost going to call 911.
It was the best ever. The best ever. Tone asked if this is 60s Ali or 70s Ali. The best Ali you've ever seen. That's who it is. Whether you thought he was great in the 60s or in the 70s. I thought Cassius Clay, when he was Cassius Clay, that guy was a bad boy, man. Oh, yeah. He was a bad guy. Yeah. But let me tell you, Beeb, do you think Tyson Fury could close the gap on a prime Muhammad Ali?
100%. His arms look how long his arms were.
You think he has better footwork than Ali, though? Who would you give the edge in footwork to?
Tell the truth, Beeb.
Probably Ali. He could move well.
Would you give him a big edge in footwork?
Honestly,
yeah,
not a big edge.
Oh wow! I would give him a huge edge in speed, a huge edge in footwork.
Scale of 1 to 10. What do you rate Tyson Fury's footwork?
7.
I rate
him a 7.
I give him a
guys like Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather. Those are guys are like 9, 10.
I give Tyson Fury an 8.5. I give Muhammad Ali a 10 in footwork. So.
What about hand speed?
Tyson Fury.
Who do you give the edge to? Who do you give the edge to in hand speed?
Hand speed, Muhammad Ali's a 10. Tyson Fury's a 9.
Oh. You think Tyson Fury's that fast?
Huge. He's got very quick
with
hands.
Combinations and everything?
Yes. And I'll tell you why. Hand speed's not only how fast you move your hands. Tyson Fury's the way Tyson Fury positions his hands, he can throw short punches. He could Really, watch how he throws. Look, my brother's already looking at me. He's already looking at me. He's already looking at
Put
me.
your brother on cam. Beeb, bring your brother on. Bring your brother on.
Part two.
Beeb, bring. See if he'll come on. See if he'll bring him on. Is he listening? He's listening.
Wait a minute. Wow, this kid's he's talking to his friend. His friend is making an argument for Tyson Fury.
One of their primes, George Foreman or Tyson Fury.
Foreman's the same size. See this? His friend is agreeing with me. Now he ran in the room. He don't want it. He didn't get the confirmation bias. He didn't get the confirmation bias. He didn't get the confirmation bias that he wanted.
Foreman would have killed him.
All right, Ralphael.
Yeah.
Put an end to the madness. It's split. I take Ali.
Yeah.
Beeb takes Fury.
I'm sorry.
What do you think and why?
I'm sorry, Beeb. I'm very sorry. Okay, where do I start? Wilder.
What's that guy's name he just fought? What's his name?
Hold on.
Who's the guy that Tyson Fury just fought?
Here, I'm going to mute Beeb. I'm going to go ahead and mute you, and then I'm going to mute you. Go ahead, Ralphael.
Okay. Wilder is not a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
What?
I can see either way. Yeah, I can see either way on that.
What has he done? What has he done to be a Hall of Famer? He's fought mediocre competition in the main, mediocre. He's fought one top. He fought one top guy, and he lost to him. That's Fury. He fought a top 10 guy in Ortiz twice, and he beat him. His other best win is Stavern. So Wilder's best wins are Stavern the first time, Ortiz, who it's hard to gauge because he hasn't fought any other top guys, and he's fought Fury and lost to him. I don't see how that's ATG material. Okay, that's one. So Fury has one ATG, Hall of Famer, on his record, and that's Klitschko. Okay, so that's one. Muhammad Ali fought multiple ATGs. Well, multiple great fights. That's one. So the caliber of opponent, there is no comparison. Fury dropped. I want to address the Fury dropped Wilder with a body shot. No, he didn't. Wilder dropped himself by getting tangled up with his feet. Yeah. So that was all about the feet. That wasn't about no power to the body. That was about Wilder's feet. Wilder's feet all over the place. I'm going to do a video on it. All over the place. Right. Wilder, one of the worst footwork, some of the worst footwork you will ever see. Okay. So now we get on to Fury. Without Ali, there is no Fury. Okay. Fury models himself on Ali. Fury is an imitation of Ali, but not a very good one. Okay, so yeah, he's got the flicking jab and he's got some nice footwork and he's agile for a heavyweight, so that's all good. He might be the best heavyweight at this time. He might be, but his experience is nowhere near that of Ali. Ali has the speed, Ali has the footwork, and it's got to be Ali. It's got to be Ali by, I say what, late fight TKO, something of that nature. That's what I'm going with. He's got the speed. He's got real footwork. Yeah. Fury has the height, which, yes, we're not going to deny that's a problem. But yeah, without Ali, there is no Fury. Ali is the superior in almost every category. So late fight TKO to Ali.
Wow,
Very good.
Fury's not going to be able to advance to the second round, man. I'm disappointed.
Okay, just so I let everybody know, Beeb gave me his pick before the show tonight, so we know when we could stagger it or whatever. I was shocked when I was kind of shocked that I kind of wasn't. I kind of figured you'd ride with Fury, but I was like, not against Ali. There ain't no way Fury beats Ali. So I really, honestly, I couldn't wait to hear your breakdown. I really couldn't wait to hear your breakdown.
It was a great breakdown, though. How do I?
It really was. I was completely disappointed in your breakdown. I really was. I was completely disappointed in it.
No.
And quite frankly, it sucked. All right. I don't know that there's any really nice way to put it. You know what I mean? But thank God Ralphael was here to save the day.
What about the lean back?
What about the lean back?
I gave you
it's a good thing that Ralphael was here to save the day, because I'm waiting. So I get Beeb's pick first. So I'm waiting for Ralphael's pick. And I'm thinking to myself, Ralphael's from the UK. If he picks Fury, I'm just going to quit the show. I was like, I'm just done.
I should have paid Ralph like $100 to pick Fury, because I wanted Fury to advance. I should have did like a little.
Oh my goodness!
The farmer took the farmer got the bribe. I should have gave.
That's right.
I should have gave Ralph the bribe so I can have
wild boar meat.
Oh my goodness!
I have to add. I have to add with a plus for Ali is he was prepared to die in there.
Very much so. Very much. That's underrated. Yeah.
He had some kind of heart which. You don't see that every day, and he also beats Fury in the heart department.
Fury's got a heart too, though. You see that? See how he got up against Wilder in that 12th round?
No comparison. George Foreman battering Fury. Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here! Check, please.
A lot of people it's a lot of hate on Fury right now.
Hating on the Beeb right now. I'll tell you what.
All the negative. All the negativity on Fury, man.
All right, let's switch gears here real quick. Just so you guys know, Evander Holyfield versus Muhammad Ali will be the next round. When it comes back around, they're advancing, and they're advancing to the next round. Fight Doctor, Ernie Terrell was the guy I was thinking of. That was 6'6". That's who it was. There was somebody that Ali fought. I knew it was 6'6" because I was looking for guys, and 6'3" was the biggest I found, which was Larry Holmes and George Foreman. But then I ran across Ernie Terrell. I just couldn't remember his name, but he was 6'6". Fight Doctor says that Vladimir Klitschko does not belong in the Hall of Fame. And he's saying, who did he beat? It doesn't. Listen, he fought everybody. He was the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world and defended it multiple times. It's not his fault that there was nobody to fight. It's not. You can't say, well, who did he fight? It wasn't his fault. He fought everybody they put in front of him. He didn't duck anybody. He ducked nobody. Listen, I'll be honest. I'm not a big fan of his. I'm not his biggest fan because I really didn't care for the way he fought. The clinch, what do they call him? Klitschko. The way he fought and everything like that. I wasn't real, happy with that. But you can't take away, listen, just because you don't like the way a guy fights, you can't really take that away. A lot of people aren't big fans of Mayweather either, but that being said, look, you can't take that away from him, So yes, he absolutely 100% deserves to be in the Hall of Fame with his brother, Vitaly, who's already in the Hall of Fame. For sure. There's no question about
he's
that.
Definitely getting in. He's a first ballot. There's no question about it.
First ballot.
Even if you don't like the guy, you hate how he fought, there's no way he doesn't get in first ballot.
Who liked the way he fought? Nobody liked the way he fought. You know what I mean? He wasn't that exciting of a fighter. I mean, and you could question his heart. You can question like the Sanders fight and everything, or was that his brother that fought Corey Sanders? I can't remember. Where he injured his shoulder, or the guy he fought Chris Bird. Vladimir, I think, was the one that fought Chris Bird and then quit. He was winning the fight, but he quit because he had a shoulder injury in like the 11th or 12th round. Yeah, there's lots of things to say, hey, I don't like this guy. But you can't take away any of his accomplishments, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, he fought everybody. that you could possibly fight in the heavyweight division in his era. Listen, there wasn't a Mike Tyson, there wasn't a George Foreman, there wasn't an Ali in his era. That's not his fault. He did what he was supposed to do, fought everybody, all the top contenders. He took turns with the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA, rotating those belts around and fighting the mandatories. Burgess Meredith said he had the belt almost 10 years. How could that not be a Hall of Famer?
He had the belt.
I don't care what you think. If he's not a Hall of Famer, man, it shouldn't exist.
He had the belt 10 years. How amazing is that?
That's crazy.
That is
insane.
That is literally off the chain.
Yeah.
And people talk about Floyd Mayweather going 49-0 or whatever, 49-0. And you talk about Rocky Marciano doing the same thing, 49-0. Think about that, 49 fights and not having a bad day. You had a bad day during those fights. You had a bad day at the office. No question about it. But for whatever reason, it went your way every one of those days. That's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do, man. So you can't, you may not like Floyd. You may not like Klitschko. You may not like, what's his name? Who's the guy that's going to fight Teofimo? Lomachenko. Yeah, that's it. You may not like Lomachenko, but you can't take you can't take the accomplishments away. Fight Doctor again saying, who did he beat? Anybody in his era.
Beat everyone that he could
Everyone in front of him. Everyone in his era
who
for 10 years.
Who didn't he beat besides Tyson Fury?
Who didn't he beat? Right. Which guy did you want to see Klitschko fight that he never fought? He fought David Haye.
Wilder.
Smashed David Haye.
I wanted him to fight Wilder.
Yeah, I would like to see that too. And I tell you what, Wilder, you know what? Wilder was foolish for not taking that fight and letting AJ have that fight.
Yeah.
That was a foolish move, man.
I think Klitschko would have beat Wilder, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too. So if Wilder and Shelley Finkel says that Wilder's not ready for Klitschko, then that indicates that his team felt that.
That's on record.
Yeah, it's on record.
It's on record. I can't refute it.
Yeah.
Can't refute it.
So there you go. There you go. So yeah, man, he's definitely, like I said, man, in my eyes, he's a Hall of Famer, but more importantly, in the Hall of Fame's eyes, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any question about that. Grievous says David Haye was never a great heavyweight. Listen, the way it is just the way it is. He beat everybody in front of him. So
who did he duck? Who did he duck?
Didn't duck anybody. He didn't duck anybody. If you were mandatory, he fought you. No question. Doesn't matter who his top three wins are. None of that matters.
You've never heard any fighter in Klitschko's era say, I wanted to fight him and he ducked me. You've never heard him say that. You've never heard any fighter ever accuse Klitschko of ducking them.
Never.
Ever.
Oh, he fought everybody. He fought everybody.
Then he came back after a 2-year layoff and fought Joshua.
And I tell you what, he gave Joshua his toughest fight to date, other than maybe Ruiz. Fight Doctor says quality opposition matters. Not when you've had the title for 10 years, son. No, it doesn't. It's not like he was fighting bums. He was fighting top contenders, number one contenders. He had all the belts, so he had to fight everybody there.
Listen, every era is not going to be a great era.
No.
It's just not going to be. And even when you look at this era, we have Wilder, Joshua, Fury, and who else? Like Dillian White, maybe. Povetkin's on the way out. Ortiz is on the way out.
Dillian White as well. You got guys coming up like
Joe Joyce. I'm not crazy about him, but I like
I hate Joe Joyce.
Hunter.
I like the other guy there that he's fighting.
Dubois.
Yeah.
I like Dubois. But again, those guys aren't there yet. So when you were to assess the heavyweight division right now, there's really four guys. It's Joshua, Wilder, Fury, and Dillian White. Really.
White.
Yeah.
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 It is what it is.
Yeah. So I get you. Top contender. He's still on this. Fight Doctor hates Klitschko. He hates Triple G and he hates Lomachenko.
Name some fighters in Klitschko's era that he ducked, that he should have fought.
Yeah.
That's if you can't answer that question, then
Yeah.
you don't have an argument.
That's the thing.
Argument.
I say, who did he duck?
Who did he duck?
He fought everybody, man. He fought everybody. And listen, again, man, I'm not his biggest fan. I probably feel the same way about him that Fight Doctor feels about him, but you gotta give him his credit, man. You gotta give him his due.
Yeah.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
You know, just the way it is, man.
Mm.
Incidentally, Mike Tyson won. You know how like the World Boxing Super Series was doing that little fight night thing? That game is 9 years old, by the way. But they were doing that fight night thing where they were they had like a tournament put together. They had Butterbean in the tournament, Mike Tyson, Butterbean.
Why was Butterbean in that tournament? That's blasphemous.
I don't know. I have no idea. But Mike Tyson ended up beating Ali by decision. Wow. How about that?
Impossible.
In their little computer game. Now, and there was no like scientific. It's just fight night. It was just fight night, like where they just left it on like computer mode, and the two guys fought each other, and they just watched or whatever.
Who did he beat by decision? Butterbean?
No, Mike Tyson won the tournament, beat Ali by decision.
Oh, that's I don't think that happened.
I can see Mike Tyson clipping him, but yeah, I can't see him. I don't know if he wins a decision against him, man. I don't know. Anything's possible. I guess he hurts him. I don't know. Anything's possible.
Can Fight Doctor call in?
No, the phones are shut down now.
Oh, you shut the phones down?
Yeah, phones are shut down. Yeah, we were been ready to end. That would, Vitaly Klitschko, Corey Sanders rematch. Yeah, no.
I would have loved to have listened to a Fight Doctor rant right now. see him torch you.
See him torch me. Good luck with that.
He would go after you. He would torch me too because of me picking Fury over Ali. He would kill me.
Let him on, Beeb. Let him on, Eric.
Yeah, phones are shut down. I can't. You'd have to call back in, and
all right,
it's done.
Okay.
But all right. So who do we got next week? Who do we got next week lined up, Beeb? We have the two fantasy fights: Joe Frazier versus Anthony Joshua. Not a bad fight. Not a bad fight. Sonny Liston versus Mike Tyson. How good of a fight would that have been? That'd have been amazing, right?
Wow.
Woo. Two good fights, man. Joe Frazier and Anthony Joshua, man. That's a tough fight, man.
I can't wait for next week.
Awesome.
I can't wait for next week.
That's a good one, man. Both those fights are good.
What are the chances of either one of those fights ending in decision? I'm not gonna tell
the Tyson Liston fight, man, for sure. That ain't going the distance.
I don't think either fight's gonna go the distance.
No, I don't think so either.
No way.
I don't think so either, man.
All knockouts.
That's a tough one.
Both knockouts.
Yeah.
So could you imagine, just looking ahead here, again, if could you imagine like a fight between Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson?
That would be a great fight.
My God, that's an insane fight, man.
They're almost like identical versions of themselves.
Mm.
Yeah, they really are. In a lot of ways, they really are.
About the same size, almost identical style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like carbon copy.
Mm.
Joe Frazier's got that kind of, that
movement,
that kind of crazy kind of movement,
They both hold their hands the same way in the front of their face.
Peekaboo.
Yeah.
Both.
That's crazy. That would be a crazy fight, man. But
Crazy.
Anthony Joshua was no joke because you got to consider, man. You got to consider the eras too. You're taking a prime Joe Frazier versus Anthony Joshua, who's in his prime now.
Mm.
Who we just saw him learn a new way to box against Ruiz. We've never seen that kind of Anthony Joshua before.
Yep.
New wrinkle in his game. Got power.
Mm.
Yeah, that could be difficult, man.
Yeah.
I also saw a stat on Twitter today saying that Anthony Joshua is the heavyweight who gets hit the least per round.
Really?
Yes, and I'll
Wow.
post a link to I'll send that to Beeb via Twitter.
That's interesting, man.
Yeah, it's very interesting because it also flies in the face of my good buddy Beeb, because he would have said that would be Fury. So
I would have for sure thought that would have been Fury. Yeah.
My friend Beeb. Talk to me, baby.
I'm gonna have to research.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to research
Talk to me,
that.
baby.
I'm gonna have to research that.
Raphael's killing you, Beeb.
I'm gonna have to
He's
research.
roasting you, Beeb.
If you need one of them mega fit meals, my
Beeb
friend.
getting killed.
I know one fight that he didn't get hit less than Joshua, less than Fury in.
Well,
I know one fight that he didn't get hit less than Fury in. The Klitschko fight.
Yeah. And also
Killing Beeb.
Also,
That's it. You know what? That's it. That's it, guys. That's it. I'm stopping it. Beeb, I gotta save you here.
There's one
I gotta
fight.
save
There's
you.
one
You up
fight.
against the
Joshua
rope,
didn't get
Beeb.
hit less than Fury in.
Beeb's up
And
against the ropes,
and that
man.
was the
He's
was
up
the
against the
Klitschko
rope.
fight.
Don't reach, man. It's over with. It's over
And
with.
that was the Klitschko fight.
Yo, Beeb,
It's over, man. It's over. It's over. So I can't do it anymore, man. I can't watch you take this kind of punishment. You're my boy, man. I got to get up there and stop it. I'm on the ring apron throwing in the towel, son. It's over with.
You got to hit a lot in that Povetkin fight too. I gotta see these so-called fights that he didn't get touched up in. Then that Ruiz fight when he got knocked down 4 times. He definitely got hit a lot in that fight. So I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, he got knocked out in the changing room as well, apparently. I don't know.
And you know what? I'll tell you what. I mean, look, Fury, listen, man, you can say what you want about Fury. Listen, you can say what you want about Fury, but we all know he's cheating. He's got those gloves halfway on and halfway off, and he's punching people with them. You saw the magic glove. Gloves don't bend that way, Beeb.
Yo, you see the picture of? I gotta send you the picture. Did I send you the picture of Kell Brook where his glove was like that when he not Kell Brook, Errol Spence.
Yes,
When he punched Kell Brook and his glove was like that.
Yeah,
see
that was funny, man. Yeah.
What happened to all the clickbait videos made about that?
What is going on with these guys and talk about this glove gate, man? What is wrong with you people, man? Seriously, what is going on, man? That's crazy.
Four gates, what next?
Yes. Nuts, man. Raphael, do you have a Twitter or anything you want to give out, or like a show you want to plug or anything like that?
Yeah, it's just
before we get off here.
It's just Ralphael Dawkins Combat Radio, Oh yeah, and the Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter. Same thing, Ralphael Dawkins Combat Radio.
And I just want to say, anyone that follows me, if I don't follow you back, I'm trying to follow you back, but I have following too many people, and I keep trying to delete people, and they're still not letting me follow people because people are following me, and they're like, "Why didn't you follow me back?" And I gotta go and delete I don't know how many followers I gotta delete before they stop letting me follow people again. I don't know what the friggin' criteria is. It's so
look, guys.
I should be able to follow as many people as I want. If I want to follow 350 million people in America, I should be able to do that.
You're American.
Listen, why not? That's right. You're America.
I should have freedom.
America.
You have freedom of speech. I should have freedom of follow.
Listen, guys, it's real simple. This whole thing is real simple. If you follow Beeb and he doesn't follow you back, it's because you're boring. Okay, that's the way it goes.
That's character assassination.
It's because you're boring. Okay, it is what it is, man. Beeb likes excitement. Beeb likes the excitement. He likes people that got it going on. If he didn't follow you back, look, man, you just didn't fit the criteria. That's the way it is.
Didn't fit the criteria, bro.
Lois is calling human resources on me.
Let the air out of Lois already, will you?
Not the time for this during this crisis.
During this crisis.
Make sure you guys follow the 15 days president's guidelines to slow.
Show them the card. Yeah, show them the card again. The 15 days, 15-day guidelines.
15 days. We added 15 more days to this. We're going to extend it to April 30th, excuse me.
That's how great. Let me tell you what. That's how great America is. We got postcards sending it. Raphael, what do you guys got in the UK? You guys got nothing going on over there. You guys don't have any postcards telling you guys what to do.
Are you guys getting stimulus checks in the UK?
Yeah. There's something about 80% of your wages, and
for how long?
I don't know. It's like a few months.
What?
I don't know. I'm not going to speak on it if I don't know the facts. I don't know.
Is everything shut down? Are you working, Ralph?
Ralphael Dawkins just confirmed that they're getting 80% in the UK for months now.
Shut down. No. It's starting.
No. Raphael said, this is what Raphael said, and we're going to run with this, all right?
You know what we're
going to run with the misinformation, Raphael. That's more exciting.
You know what they're doing here?
What's they doing? What are they doing?
If people aren't working, they're going to give them full pay for 4 months.
Full pay?
Yeah.
Wow.
What's this now?
Wow.
Did you read the stimulus bill?
No.
Oh, it's crazy. Like people people will get full pay for 4 months. Like, you know how unemployment's 60% of your pay? They changed it. They're allowing people to get 4 months, 4-month unemployment, full salary.
Oh, if you got to like draw unemployment though.
Yeah, you have to draw unemployment for that.
All right. Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that for anybody,
Well,
man. I know some people. I
work for the city, so
yeah.
I'm so lucky that I'm gonna continue to work. I just can't go into the office, but I have to work from the house.
Tone says, "Sounds like socialism to me." You think?
Well,
This
country is partially social. You
the police department and the fire department are. Those are socialist concepts.
You need some degree of socialism. You can't be 100% capitalism.
Exactly.
Where do you think your tax dollars go?
Yeah.
You know?
It is. It is. So, Raphael, they got like a shutdown in the UK now? I mean, is it like pretty shut down, huh?
It's largely shut down. So
is it like it is? Let me ask you, like, is it like it is here? Like, so, like, you have like, it seems like here, we were talking about this earlier, like half of the population here takes it seriously and stays inside and does a social and the other half just could care less and they're out doing their own thing.
No, it's people are taking it more seriously over here.
Wow.
People are taking it more seriously. I started taking it seriously about last week when the shutdown work got shut down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It's shut down. I mean, it's serious. You know what I'm saying? It's very.
Is Matchroom open?
Matchroom, I go into the office once a week.
I gotta ask Eddie if he needs me to report to the American.
Give Eddie our love.
Eddie's got offices. He's got an office in New York too.
He's got an office in New York. I'm surprised you haven't already been up there. You know?
No.
Come on, Beeb.
I got tired of going there, to be honest with you. You know, it's same old thing. I mean, the security guard just kicks me out. It's just same old stuff. You know.
It gets tired.
What are you doing for workouts now, Ralph? What are you doing? You doing push-ups?
I got a push bike, you know what I'm saying? I got a push bike in a big park just down the road from me. So, you know, it's a push bike really. Just cycling. That's the main thing. Unfortunately, I was gonna buy, you know, one of those stationary bags on the floor, based on the floor, but really heavy.
Yeah.
I was gonna buy one of them, went down to the shop, it's closed.
You have to get one mail order.
You can't buy anything, man.
You can't buy anything. All the
ridiculous.
shops are closed, primarily other than the supermarkets. They're open. You got social spacing, so you got security guards outside to make sure that you're a meter or 2 meters away from each other. They're drawing lines on the floor of some supermarkets now, you know, to tell you, hey.
Yeah, we have that here. They draw a line.
Yeah.
And it says
Did you see? Yeah, they started putting them down. Yeah, I saw pictures of it. I didn't see it, but they started putting pictures of it. Yeah.
People, I never thought I'd ever wear a mask. You know, I just thought it was too uncool. Now I'm looking for a mask. You know, when you see people dropping down and dying, I thought, hold on a second. You know, I'd rather have a mask than be cool and I'd rather have a mask and live than be not have a mask, be cool and die.
Well, as long as you follow 15 days to slow the spread president's guidelines, you'll be okay.
That's it. You follow that.
But it seems like you guys aren't taking it seriously. It seems like Americans aren't taking it seriously because you're still going out to your houses. We kind of respecting that over here. I mean, I do go out every day. I do ride my bike every day. But
I only go out for exercise.
As far as people are concerned, no.
You got to go out to the grocery, right? I mean, you guys got to go out to the grocery and stuff.
I go to the grocery store I go to the grocery store like once a week.
Is that because your brother stocked up, or
brother?
My brother
does the shopping in that house. Come on, please.
My brother went nuts the other day. He brought 6 bottles of freaking Diet Mountain Dew 2-liter. He bought 7 boxes of ziti. He's cooking like a box of ziti a day.
7 boxes of ziti.
Yep.
That's great.
He bought like 4 of those big giant Prego jars of spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
Why not? Out of control.
How's the shops and the store stocking over there? Can you get everything?
Yeah, it got better now.
It's getting better, yeah, but like toilet paper, it's hard to find. Paper towels, somewhat hard to find. Beans and rice. That was the other thing that shocked me. Like when I went to the store, dry beans off the shelves. Rice, where I could get it all the time, gone. I mean, brown rice, white rice, whatever kind of rice, man, was gone.
People went crazy with the shopping, yeah?
People nuts, man. People
Nuts.
went nuts.
I can't believe I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym for a month again. It's horrible.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of biking.
I'm doing my jailhouse workout, doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Jailhouse workout. What was that jailhouse workout where you have the deck of cards? Mike Tyson used to do it, where you have like that deck of cards and you throw down like 10 or something like that, or I don't know, and you got to squat down to pick one up, and then you got to I don't know how to do it.
I'm just ranging in between 50 and 100 push-ups a day, and I'm doing my core workout. I got a nice exercise mat that I bought,
like a yoga mat.
Similar, a little thicker.
Where'd you get that at? Where'd you get it at?
Amazon.
All right, so you didn't go out. All right, look at the Beeb. All right,
I told my brother. He keeps yelling at me, but I, because he's a cab driver, and his boss shut the cab company down.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, Amazon is hiring like crazy. You know,
dude, go to Amazon. Yeah, right.
I almost got a part-time job at Amazon.
Yeah.
I just want because my job really isn't that draining on me. So I said, you know what, I have a lot of free time. But I got hired like in friggin' a day.
Yeah.
I took you go in there for the application. They already give you a drug test right away. Like you don't have to wait. There's no like boom.
Oh, there's a drug test?
Yeah, it's a drug test. You can't. I don't know if but
no peas.
Beeb's clean.
Does it pick up Viagra and stuff like that? I mean, I don't know.
Beeb's clean. Beeb's clean. Beeb's clean. 100%.
Name. No EPO. No EPO.
The only thing Beeb's on is free 2 right
now. Beeb's on the Mexican supplements, the meat.
Yeah, the
Canelo meat.
Canelo meat.
Pretty soon all the gains are going to be gone. All this hard work's going to be gone. All this hard work's going to be gone.
You're going to have to get back on the MegaFit meals, Beeb. Come on.
I know. All the hard work's going to be gone.
That's right.
Damn.
But I've been doing a shit ton of walking. Oh my God.
How is it those guys in prison are so jacked? How is that? Like, we're inside now. I mean, how come those guys in prison are so jacked all the time, man?
They got weights in the gym.
Not all of them do. How often do they go out to the yard? Look at those guys in San Quentin. What do they go out to the yard, like once a week?
They get an hour a day.
Daily, unless you're in some kind of special.
Like an hour a day, but they don't. A lot of them don't have weights. I mean, some like the regular, like the hardcore inmates, don't they just go into them cages? I was watching a documentary on this because there ain't nothing on TV now except the Corona stuff. So I was watching a documentary where the guys at like San Quentin, they go in these big cages, like outside, and there's no weight in there. It's just you just go in there and exercise, I guess.
Yeah, but calisthenics, isn't it? That's calisthenics. That's body. Yeah. That's body weight.
Body weight and stuff.
Believe it or not,
that's enough.
When I was in the military, there were guys in the military that were just jacked from doing like push up. I used to think pull ups were the best push ups are the best exercise for you, man.
Yeah.
If you and even if your shoulders are bad, if you pull your hands in close and you keep your arms tucked like this, because I have bad shoulders, I just do like close grip push-ups. I don't flare out my elbows, and I feel like no
the diamond type push-ups, like the diamond type push-ups.
Almost like diamond type push-ups. I don't feel any pain in my shoulders.
Yeah.
April 7th.
What'd he say?
He said, "Thank God the country's opening up April 7th." He hates Trump. He's making fun of Trump. You know why he hates Trump? Because you know what he
sucks.
No, you know what he said?
Trump sucks. That's why he hates Trump, son.
You know what he keeps saying? You know what he keeps saying? He just went out. You know what he keeps saying? He keeps saying, all Trump's talking about is the economy. He goes, fuck the economy. People are dying right now. He's like, because he's mad. He's mad because Trump keeps talking about the economy and stuff.
I didn't even see him on today. I don't know if he came. I guess he came on, but I didn't see him.
Oh, he didn't come on?
He's been giving press conferences. They all been giving press conferences
Trump,
every day.
Yeah. Trump was out there today. He was battling with promoters, with reporters. He told one reporter, he's like, why can't you just be nice? why you have to be so mean? Why are you attacking me?
So why are you attacking? He's such a baby, son. He's such
Ralph,
a baby.
what do the people in the UK think of Trump? Do they like him or they don't like him?
He's a laughing stock.
Trump. Well, I mean, if you're right wing, you're gonna like Trump, and if you're not, then you're not. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any people over in the UK that like him?
Right wing people like him, yeah.
Yeah.
There's right wing people over here.
So you have right wing and left wing over there too?
Yeah.
So what is it? Your prime minister caught it, didn't he? What's the guy's name?
Boris Johnson. Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
Got it. But there's degrees, isn't there? There's levels. You know, you're either brown or you're whatever. But I would imagine he's going to be getting the best care.
I imagine, yeah.
You know.
And then was it Prince Charles got it too, didn't he?
Prince Charles got it.
Allegedly.
He's got it.
He's got some kind of level of it. Yeah. Joshua met him. I think he may have shook his hand, and so he was in isolation for a while. Joshua, but apparently he's clear.
Joshua's negative.
Negative.
Yeah. How's Joshua doing right now? Is he antsy?
Joshua, he was in isolation. He was in isolation for a while.
This is the thing about Joshua. This is the thing about Joshua. His house. He probably has all types of exercise equipment.
Yeah.
Oh,
for
sure.
He probably has a gym downstairs.
He does.
Oh yeah.
He does. But even Tyson though, these guys had some workout, some of his workouts on Instagram. I thought you tuned into that, Beeb. Come on, bro.
What are you doing, Beeb?
We were talking about it earlier.
Is your internet down over there?
We were talking about it earlier. When
working out alongside him, you know, doing the Tyson Fury workout with him.
You see when his son swore at him when he told him to go in the other room?
No, I didn't see that.
No, he posted a video, right? And he was doing like jumping jacks in the living room, right?
Yeah.
And his son was like getting in the way. He said he's telling his kids, go in the other room, play on the computers, go play in the other room, do something else, right? And then his son was leaving the room, and he said, "Fuck you, you prick." And then he swore.
What's
again.
up with those British kids, man? What's up with those British kids? Billy Joe Saunders' son, everybody, man.
Then he swore again, and then Paris went in there. They went in there, like left the room. It was going to like go.
Heard a giant smack, like
did he hear the slap sound?
Yeah, right. All the kids crying.
Yeah,
man,
different.
It's pretty crazy.
It's mad.
All right, guys. Raphael, one more time before we get out of here. Give us your Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's
your show and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, everything's Ralphael Dawkins Combat Radio. That's the channel. Ralphael Dawkins Combat Radio. That's the Twitter. And I've still got a few more spaces, so a few more people can jump on before my thing gets clogged like Beebs.
There you go. Raphael, man, we appreciate you coming on tonight, man. Really big help to us, man. It was awesome having you on the show. And that'll do it, guys, for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at JHabib1 and find our YouTube channel on ringsidereporterlive.com. On Twitter, you can find me at ringside73. We will see you next week. What do you want? I'm trying to end it. What do you want? Say it.
I think I want to.
What do you want?
I want to add an MBE at the end of my Twitter.
You're not adding nothing. You're not adding nothing. All right, go back into isolation as soon as the show ends. All right, go eat some ZD or whatever it is your brother bought from the store. All right. All right, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later, Ralph.
Peace.
Have a good one.